The hazardous smog is blanketing much of northern China. To find out what more can be done, I spoke to Ranping Song. He's at the Paris Climate Conference representing the International Climate Action Initiative.
I think what we are seeing in Beijing is about the air pollution and all the alert is like, it's a perfect demonstration that why people here, are talking about climate change, because, this is a perfect example why the Chinese, should care, and that's the exact reason that to demonstrate that, they are here to try to achieve a strong outcome, because they know doing the exact same thing will be beneficial back home.
I grew up in Los Angeles when the smog was just terrible and the people were clamoring for change, but it took a long time before they were able to really kind of curb things. And so I want to ask you about this dichotomy, what people want and what the government can actually do.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing, right? China is a big country and the economy is pretty big, it's second largest economy in the world. So this change will not happen over time. But I think that people are on the same direction, and I think we already start to see some tangible results. Although it's not perfect, but in 2015, China's air quality is on track to become the best, in recent years. So the government is understanding that he needs to, the economy to change, to more climate-friendly economy, less energy consumption, less emissions, and the policy needs to be there. It's like, you have to put on energy efficiency policies, need to decarbonize the energy production and consumption, need to, put a price on carbon, and then, need to stop using coal. I think that's the exact measure that we start to see in Beijing, in surrounding areas, and increasingly around China.
Because you brought up the economy, there's this argument, economy versus environment. How do you strike a balance?
I think it's a myth. If you protect the environment, then you will sacrifice your economy. I think that's not the case. And we start to see that for a country like China, that the economy slowed down a little bit. Precisely because in the old development pathway, they have been dependent on its growth in the past, relying on these heavy industries that, this very carbon intensive or pollution intensive. And that has been recognized by the Chinese government, actually increasingly by a lot of other countries, that if you do it in a smart way, if you create you plan the economy and plan the city better, if you provide very good public transportation, and then you create a lot of service jobs, that you can actually have a very vibrant economy without causing all these problems.